Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm in Leeds. I have been for the past two videos. I made a video where I walked from Shannon Street to the railway station to City Square, and then I made another video where I've just walked from Leeds Bridge all the way up to from Leeds Bridge up Upper Briggate, and ended on North Street, top of North Street. I was going to just head off straight back to the car, but I'm a bit grumpy this morning. I don't know why. I've chilled out a little bit. I took 5 minutes. So I'm on Vicar Lane, and I'm going to follow this basically back to into the city along Vicar Lane, and work my way back to where my car's parked. So we're on Briggate in the previous video, which is the next street up. We've walked along bits of this in the past. I think I need a coffee. It's probably what I do need. But the coffee shop vibe isn't something I like to do on my own, really. I like getting coffee. It's nice to be with somebody. Yeah, it's a really old street. I honestly can't remember what was there. I mean, if you can remember, tell me. But I have no recollection now what they pulled down to build that. We visited here on the walk where we visited all the old Leeds City boundary. This was the boundary, the northern boundary of the city here. Remember? Go back and check that video out. It's one of my more popular videos, that. Walked around the medieval boundaries of Leeds. Be not too much chat on this video, not too much stopping, I don't think. So I'm ready to get home now. Got the dog to take out. She's got doggy training class tomorrow, so she needs a decent walk today. So she doesn't get, she's going to be overexcited anyway, but just to make sure she doesn't get too excited. Look, across here there was a pub, and I'll be honest, people will be shocked, I never came in it. Was it called the Duchess of York or something? It was a big music venue. It wasn't a pub I ever came in. Again, this street's changed an awful lot. Well, there's still a lot of the old buildings though, built in the 1900s. County Arcade. I think I've missed the Duchess of York. I thought it was further up here, and they put a blue plaque up for it recently, but I can't see it. the ivy. Never been there. In that way you pay about 25 quid for breakfast or something. Opposite William Hill subway and the Sainsbury's local. Very classy. Very classy. Leeds Market. Used to be, oh, you can still see the signs. There used to be Boots the chemist there. That was there from as long as I can remember. Right back, the early 1960s. You still see the markings for it. Guess the market's not open on a Sunday, is it? Fish Street. I'll go up here, haven't we? We've already been up here. Just remnants, isn't there? The streets are still there. Buildings have probably long gone. Vicar Lane, it's a bit crummy, isn't it? I like a cat again. We came down here on the last video, right guys? Had enough. Vicar Lane was very underwhelming. Very underwhelming indeed. Market there. It used to be a pub. Oh, it still is. Had a bit of bother. Again, not a pub, I don't think I went in. And this was a pub, this was a dive. It was a real, can't even remember what it was called. But it was a real dive, was that? Kind of walked entirely around the market in various videos. I'm guessing Leeds is probably better when it's filled with alcohol and food. Maybe this is why everybody, I've had people glaring at me this morning with holding their cups of coffee, glaring at me, filming. And maybe this is why, in the cold light of day, there's some little glimmers of really nice, well, luxury, expense and luxury and that kind of thing. There's some real glimmers of nice old buildings as well, but there's a lot that's just like that. A bus station, guys. I mentioned it on the last video. If you know of any more free toilets, yeah, free toilets in Leeds. The bus station, you used to have to pay, but they're now free. Trinity Shopping Centre, the railway station, and I forgot one. Railway station, bus station, Trinity Shopping Centre. No, it's gone. If you know any more free toilets, and obviously the pubs and bars, but then often they have a code, don't they? You have to spend £14 on a drink and a sandwich just to use the toilet. Never did that video, did I? On the old churchyards. Maybe come in the spring now when all the leaves have gone. There's a green man there. I think we should go. Otherwise we'll be 10 minutes. So let's try and make something of this, because Vicar Lane was underwhelming. Let's go up what was, still is, on East Street. With a PhD in physics to cross the road here. Blimey. What a job. What a job. said to somebody the other day, her card didn't work, and I said, cash is king. Yeah, I said cash is king, and he said, oh no, it's not. I said, well, it is, because the machine didn't work, and I've had to delve out and give you £100 odd in cash. So, ambulance station just up to my left. Must be still there then. But there is no doubt is that the car is king. When you look there, what is there? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 acres, maybe more, of Leeds prime land given over to roads. This, I think, was called Kitson College. Wasn't it? Just here. Where are we? Here. Let me show you. We'll go over the Meanwood Beck. I don't know if that's its proper name. Crosses the comes from the river, I should say, which is just down there, and it comes in a culvert, and it goes along there, past the front of the bus station, and all the way up to North Street, or near North Street. As a boy, this was the line of East Street. If you remember on our first video, we were down where those buildings are, and that was East Street, and East Street came up here, and as it came up here, they've left, I think, what was the it kind of appeared here and then went back underground. But about, I don't know, about 15 years ago there were some massive floods, and there's a culvert in the middle of that road there, and I came down and it had been blown off, and there was a fountain of water, and the whole of this area was underwater. So yeah, and down there on the right was a little parade of shops, and there was an old pub called the Waterloo, and it was something to do with Wellington, and it was really, really old. I suppose I should walk down to the crossing, shouldn't I? But yeah. So yeah, we're walking above a stream. Was that the Leeds College building? It's like flats now, doesn't it? So yeah, it was super historical. It was, but most of it's either what's left of the old buildings has been converted into flats, or just wanted to show you this though. This is still here. A couple of ghost signs. Can't make them out. And there's another one just there. Remember our phone number, phone 21275. That's what ours was like in the 60s. It began with a 2. Can't remember it, but yeah. And I think they put another 2 on the front of them. Oh man, it's chaos, isn't it? Absolute chaos. Old cobbles and an old mill there, looks of it. So I'm going to walk up East Street because I've never walked its entire length for a little while. And it'll just complete it in relation to other walks we've done in the area. Cleared all this, haven't they? If they're going to build on it. You know what, I can't be bothered. If we carry on up here, past the old St Saviour's school buildings, there's those big black grey flats there where the fisherman's hut is. We went up there the other week. That's St Saviour's. I'm going to head back through this park. So I've had enough of the noise. And the people. Now what this is called, at the time in the 60s it was known as Paddy's Park. I don't know if that's inappropriate these days, but I'm just telling you that's what it was called. Don't know if it was named after someone called Paddy or whether it was because there was a large Irish community in this area. If you knew it's something different, then do let me know. Mount St Mary's School there, and Mount St Mary's Church. It's all over Facebook. I'm not going to pass any judgment at all because I don't go to church. But, and of course we are in the area known as the Bank, This was all row upon row of terraced houses. Yeah, what happened was Mount St Mary's, one of the biggest Catholic churches in the country, parish churches, held, I think I read once it held up like about 1,000 people. And it closed, presumably due to dwindling congregations, and the Catholic Church sold it to a developer about 40 years ago. Allegedly, he stripped it of all kinds of anything that was worth anything, and that's as much as I know. It was then left pretty much abandoned. And how to get to it, I think the only way is round this way. Used to be the Cavalier pub there, the Old Bank nightclub just there, and it was empty for like 30-40 years and nobody did anything with it, and apparently somebody put in, and it's a listed building, but the presbytery can't be listed, I don't know. Anyway, they put in to demolish part of it and build some flats. And it looked like they've demolished like 3/4 of it, and people are up in arms. And as somebody said, everybody's had 30 or 40 years, haven't they, to do something about it. As I say, I got told off by my granddaughter when she was here. She just told me I was a bit opinionated. Oh dear. So, and I love her dearly, so I'm trying to be a little less opinionated. But you wonder, don't you, if it was in a swankier part of town, or no disrespect to anyone around here, because I grew up around here, but you know, a more vibrant part of town, or somewhere that people wanted to invest in. It could have been anything. It could have been an arts centre, community centre. I mean, God forbid the church could have converted it into a shelter for homeless people. Couldn't they? And spent. So yeah, it still looks like a church from this angle. I did film it in one of my first videos. I came at it from both sides, and it was still in its entirety there then. But yeah, it could have been a lot, couldn't it? And it's going to be preserved after a fashion, but I've said this on other videos, this is what seems to happen. People put in a planning application and they either butcher part of the building or they attach something to the building that is totally out of keeping with the building and the area. I'm not sure if I can get up there. I wonder if it might just access for the houses. One way to find out. I've been shouted at a couple of times today already. So and maybe you can get out. Yeah. Still looks fairly intact to me. Yeah, when I came on my other video, here was all the presbytery was there. That's all gone. Can't see what they've demolished. Might have to go around the other side, I think. Yep, that's what I'm going to have to do. I've brought my regular Sunday morning. Well, it's been regular for the last 2 weeks. I'm back to work next week. My regular Sunday morning treat: coffee, croissant and 2 chocolate biscuits. Everybody's at church. That's where my family used to go a long time ago. Now I wish I could get in there. There's some fantastic views across Leeds. It's a proper keep out fence, isn't it? And I'm way too old. I don't think I ever could have scaled it. I'm definitely too old now to scale it. I'm almost back at the car, but I'm intrigued now to see where what they've done to the other side of the church. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 videos this morning from Leeds, folks. And I did get a bit grumpy. I'm not sure who I'm getting grumpy at, really. Probably myself. I said in other videos, I do find making videos difficult where there's people, but I really want to record the city as I see it now. I wish I'd have done it. Well, I started doing it when I was 16. I had a camera. Whatever it is that's in me, it was obviously in me at 16. I had a camera, I went round taking black and white photographs. I had hundreds of them, and then somewhere along the line, the boxes, they went missing. And some of those old yards we were in the earlier video of Brigitte, they were like proper Victorian yards. They weren't poncy wine bars and things. going to be able to see what we're doing. Oh, go on. The things you do for your art. We have been here before. I'm just going to go see if you can still get up the steps. See what's occurring. Well, that didn't work, did it? I was wondering if I could get up the side and see through the fence. I don't think you can. No. I'm going to go flying. Too old for this. And it's a bit weird as well, isn't it? Some old bloke going into the bushes. So yeah, it's a shame, but it's ultimately it was up to the Catholic Church what they did with it, and just because it's a listed building, somebody's got to use their hard-earned cash, I suppose, to maintain it. And these modern companies, they're all about making profit, so they'll take it on, I suppose. But as long as they can do what they want to do with it, which I suppose is fair enough, because it's one of those arguments that you come full circle. The people who could have protected this for generations to come were the ones that sold it in the first place. Blimey. Oh. Right guys, that's me done. No idea how far I've walked. Let me think. 2 or 3 miles to City Square, mile or so, top of North Street, 4 mile or so back to the bus station, 6 or 7 miles. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm not sure I'll be going back to Vicar Lane in Leeds. As I said at the time, it was very underwhelming. But I hope you found something you've enjoyed in this and the other 2 videos I did this morning. If you have done, then give them a like, give a big thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, do consider subscribing. But until the next time, I'll say cheerio. That's where I was trying to get up.